Hey guys, welcome back. And I just realized in my last video, I need to explain something. I just got a new microphone. I got it plugged in, hooked up. I haven't messed around with the filters yet, so if I'm cutting in and out a little bit, that's why. I just got to mess around with it some more tomorrow. I've got a lot to do, a lot of things to wrap up and finalize, but anyways, that's just kind of what I wanted to address there. So, let's talk about Disney. Disney is having a really bad year. Bad couple of years especially, but this year has been one of the worst. They've tried doing things to save money. They've tried cutting streaming service titles. They've tried, they even got rid of that Willow show that was just to save a few bucks. And it's not really helping a whole lot, to be honest. They're hurting really bad. Their shares are just tanking. I mean, back in May, they were still trying to recover some of the losses, but subscribers just kept leaving. And then it came out that Disney Plus wasn't really making them any money anyways. You could even look at the most recent reporting from Valiant Renegade on YouTube saying basically that if you add it all up, Disney has lost about $900 million on their last 8 studio release, which is astronomical. It's insanely high. Like, how could anybody lose that much money and still stay in business? It's unthinkable. Like, I can't even imagine $900 million in losses. That's insane. So that kind of takes us to where we are now, where you have to go, okay, who's to blame? Why are they losing money? Why is nobody seeing their shit? Why is nobody going to the parks? Why is nobody doing any of this stuff? Well, what it boils down to is they have just chased off their target audience by running wokeness and agenda-driven politics and the whole race swapping into all their movies, especially with the live-action film. The most recent example being Snow White. And if you haven't seen this, this is just unreal. Unbelievable. These are actual photos from the Snow White live action that is supposed to be being filmed. And they managed to get one little person to play a dwarf, but then what we have is 3 non-white. This person might be something not European, but most likely 3 white and 3 non-white people, and then 1 little person. That's it. Those are our 7 dwarves, or I guess they're calling them 7 magical creatures. I'm not quite sure. And then, of course, the lead, Rachel Ziegler, I think the name is, who is not white, which I guess for Disney is kind of par for the course, except in the actual story for the character, she is supposed to be white as snow. It's kind of essential for the character to have Snow White be white. And so, of course, people found out about this from the Daily Mail running an article on it, and Disney denied it. So let's just kind of go through what we have here. You have, I'll go back to that in a sec. You've got Daily Mail here breaking the story earlier, talking about how they have basically Snow White and the 7 politically correct companions, which is a very accurate description. Me personally, I called it, I believe it was Blanco Neveo and the 7 they-thems. I mean, you can make up your own term for it. It is what it is. Race-swapped Snow White and the very diverse, non-authentic 7 dwarves, which if you remember Peter Dinklage, that wonderful little actor, he pointed out how demeaning it is to make little people be dwarves, and basically his freaking out, his soapbox that he stood on in Hollywood basically cost the job for 7 little people who could have had the star, the leading roles in this film. Basically, he dictated for fellow little people that they were not allowed to be in this movie, is essentially what happened, by him claiming that it was somehow a stereotype or outdated to even have that be a thing. So, yeah, here you can see some video footage. You see them standing out here in a field. And Disney, of course, denied it. So from the AV Club here, we have Disney now says those Snow White photos are simply not official. Okay, so immediately Disney came out and said, oh, no, see, those were just unofficial photos from some post-production stuff we had to have some other people stand in, and of course that's not Rachel Ziegler and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, I thought it looked a bit like her to me, but I don't know who the actress looks like. I've seen like one picture of her, maybe it's not her. Well, then when you get to the whole story, they did later confirm that these were the real photos. And of course they didn't do it to with Daily Mail. They went to the Daily Beast and said, yeah, those photos, they were actually real. So, editor's note on this story has been updated to reflect that after Disney's U.S. spokesperson initially declared the photos published by the Daily Mail were fake, the studio later said the photos were from the production but were not official photos. You see, it's all in the wording. Daily Mail on Friday published photos from the set of Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White, sparking a storm of conservative backlash against the actors, whom the newspaper described as being of different genders, ethnicities, and heights. Yeah, because they're not doing the Seven Dwarfs. This is going to be the biggest flop Disney has had yet. And the memes are just fantastic. In fact, let me go back and show you a few of these. So in here we have the Little Merman. We have Cinderfella, Aladdin X, which this is just hideous. Pocahontas, of course with Gaston's face on Pocahontas, and Snow White Privilege. This is literally like meme magic coming to life. I cannot believe that Disney is this insanely stupid, that they are willing to just take loss after loss after loss by just trying to appease nobody. Really, who is this gonna appeal to? Who is this actually going to appeal to? But let me know what you guys think down below, and we'll see you on the next one.